Now that I'm done with grad school, I've been trying to optimize my work life to make it as easy as possible. And with that has come listening to a productivity podcast called Cortex, which is run by Myke Hurley and CGP Grey. They sell a lot of merch to kind of make your life or work life a little bit easier. So we're going to go through it and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start off with the theme system, which is probably their most popular and honestly my favorite thing that they sell. Now I love this journal for two reasons, personally and professionally. Personally, I'm a huge advocate of journaling because I do enjoy practicing everyday mindfulness as like a mental decompress, but also this does help keep me on task and keep me productive and moving towards general goals in life. Right now I'm doing Year of Health. So I'm trying to work out a little bit more and this thing holds me accountable. Now professionally, I love these for a different reason. There are about 90 days worth of journal entries in each of these books, which I'm assuming was designed for 4 seasons. But there's an extra benefit that I don't think that either Gray or Myke were aware of. My master's degree is in mental health counseling, and I currently work as a therapist. When you're dealing with insurance, you have to redo your treatment plans every 90 days, which is the exact same amount of time as the number of entries you can write in this thing. Because cognitive behavioral therapy is very homework oriented, and I can tell if my clients have not been doing their homework just by looking at the journal. That is an extra benefit that I absolutely love out of these. So 10 out of 10, cannot recommend them enough. But I'm also going to talk directly to CGP Grey or Myke Hurley. If either of you are watching, please get in touch. I haven't heard anything from my emails, but I would love to bulk order these. And I have friends who would also love to order them. So please get in touch, that'd be amazing. Moving on, we have the Mark I pen, which honestly I would say was a little bit of a letdown in my personal opinion. I'm not a particularly savvy pen guy, although I do have several questions whenever it comes to this pen. First off, this was an $80 pen, and I had pretty high expectations given that Myke has a podcast called The Pen Addict. However, I went ahead and bought it because I was willing to roll the dice on it. But looking at the Cotton Bureau website, I'm willing to bet there wasn't a whole lot of structured design input that Myke gave whenever it came to designing this pen. It has the Cortex logo, and it's a nice looking pen, but I don't think it's an $80 pen. But I would rate this one probably like 2 out of 10, just because I would not buy this one again, but the click is very satisfying. So there's something that's got for it. Now, I will also put out this disclaimer: if Myke designs his own pen and decides to release that with the Cortex logo and he has complete control over it, I would happily spend like $100 or $200 on that pen because I know he would do a really good job. But I have a very strong feeling that Cotton Bureau mass produces these pens and there wasn't anything particularly special done to this one, which is a shame. All right, now we have the Subtle notebook. Now this is probably one of my favorite notebooks that I currently have, and I do have a lot of them. First off, you have the dotted grid paper, which kind of allows me to just kind of sketch things down if I need like random diagrams. Back when I was in nursing school, I had to jot down diagrams all the time, and doing that on line paper was terrible. So that does help a lot. And this notebook does also have the corner perforations to tear so that we can kind of always keep your place, which the theme system also has. But with that comes my one critique. I tried using this in grad school and it is not a great reference notebook. Much like the theme system, it's designed to be used in one way. And you can reference back to it because it is a notebook. You can just flip back to it like an animal. You can kind of cheat and have the page perforations not torn on certain pages, like when we start a new topic, but you don't know how much space you need for those topics. So it makes organizing a little difficult. But that's like my one critique. Collectively, I would say this would be like a 8 out of 10 just because it is really, really good. And the material that just the cover is made out of feels great. I would also love to see this in gray, but the blue's still really nice, but a gray would also be really, really nice. All in all, it is a really solid notebook. However, moving on, we have the Subtlety. Now, this is a very, very comfortable t-shirt, and personally, I think it looks really good. And whenever it comes out again, I will be buying 6 more of these because a little bit of a life hack, I have turned this into my side project work uniform, which is a great mental distinction to have. Because given that it's a productivity podcast, having this on just puts me in the productive mindset. I don't have a whole lot of things to say for or against it. It's a really comfortable t-shirt. It looks good. And the logo is actually stitched in. It's not ironed in, which makes it last a little bit longer. And I find it kind of clings, but that's more of a static problem and not a shirt problem. So 8 out of 10. It's really comfortable. And last but not least, we have the Sidekick Notepad. This is probably my second favorite thing that Cortex has came out with. And again, this thing is kind of pricey. I think it's like $35. They say that like it's supposed to like last for 60 days. I've had this for over like months. Oh wait, there's a calendar in the back? Oh, hold on. Okay, so I've had this for months now. I just now realized this. Now, there are, I believe, 60 pages. Ooh, don't tear. But on the very, very last page, it has the time zones change and the time of year that they get enacted from like daylight savings time or standard time. That's actually really helpful. I don't have a lot of things that involve daylight savings time zone problems, but that's, I can imagine that being very handy to hang on to. Anywho, complete sidebar. Collectively, I do really enjoy this, and I keep this in front of my second monitor, but I cannot tell you how many times I've had to just write down someone's phone number and I just happen to have my pen on top of it. I don't use the notes thing as much as I used to. I used to use this a lot finishing up grad school, because I can just like take out some quick notes and bullet point notes and then take tasks based off of that, of like homework or things I have to do based off of those notes. Only critique I have though, this does slide around a lot. Now I'm not overly aggressive like with my desk or with my monitor, so it tends to stay in relatively the same spot. When I initially got this, I was expecting it to be the same material as the theme system, which doesn't move nearly as much. But the reason for that, and it's out of a different material, is because it is made of recycled coffee cups. So I'm willing to sacrifice my convenience for the good of the planet. It's so hard being a good person. They say that like you're supposed to have this for 60 days. Again, I've had this for months now. But that just about covers everything. There will be links in the description below if you want any of this stuff, because even the bad stuff is still really, really good. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, because if you watch this long, chances are you like my other content as well. I'm trying some new things aside from Magic the Gathering content. So let me know what you think about this video down in the comments below, along with any other questions you might have, because I do love hearing from you. But thank you all so much for watching, and we'll learn something new in the next video.